Well, it's been a kickoff day of D2L action, starting things off with Eastern Division action, and cannot think of a better way to put a cherry on top as our last series of the day goes the distance. Invictus Gaming and LAI Gaming going to Game 3. LAI took Game 1 in convincing fashion. Invictus, though, well, it was even more convincing as it was about a 30-minute game. And IG just trouncing all over a very early to mid-game oriented composition from LAI Gaming and securing that victory. Now looking ahead to Game 3, the draft, as we can see, is underway. Naga Siren first picked up by IG. It's going to be a Faceless Void and a Lion on the side of LAI, and the Venge will be going with the Naga as well. I'm AC. Welcome back in, as always, Trout for the insight and analysis. And it's been a fun series to watch so far, man. What do you think of the first two picks on both sides?
Well, it's fun to see some different stuff, especially from IG. The Naga Siren and Avenge is very interesting because they both have high reducing armor abilities. And I'm wondering if they're going to run Naga as a core or support. But if it's support, and if these two heroes are coming into a lane together, see, at level 1, the Riptide is 2. And the Wave of Terror is 3. It's 5 negative armor at level 1 if they wanted to do that. So just to put in perspective how much negative armor we're talking here, it's very potent. So yeah, fun picks here right off the gate. And Lion, oh, this is a very fun hero to watch. I don't think it necessarily got buffed a lot this last patch, but I still think it has a place in this metagame.
Yeah, I like Lion a lot, actually. And he's been one of those heroes that outside of a couple of teams, notably Puppy from Na'Vi, for the last year and a half to even longer, perhaps, he was one of the few that would reliably pick a Lion. We saw Fnatic experiment with it here and there, running weird compositions in duo mid. We actually, when I think back, one of the more fun usages of Lion I've seen is a duo mid tiny Lion. That is actually deadly, but he's very good. I mean, he has a very nice AoE disable in the Earth Spike, decent amount of damage output whenever you put it with anything else that's actually got some lethality to it in the early laning phase, and of course the instant disable of Hex and the big burst nuke that is his ultimate. And you think about the way that Skywrath Mage and Faceless Void work in terms of being able to burst the hero down in a chronosphere. Lion does the exact same thing, except he does it much more reliably. You don't have to aim an AoE, you can just click on one target and blow their face off.
God, that aiming through Chrono is so difficult.
No, it's so hard. High skill cap, dude.
No, when I think of Lions, MMY comes to mind. This guy's, I don't know if you've seen his Lion play, but his Lion play is really, really phenomenal. And I know that for that reason, it's kind of, it's a bit more popular in the Eastern scene. I don't know if it warrants a first pick. But they must have a player that's confident enough playing it in there. They must have tried it enough to know that they're comfortable picking it up this early. Because normally you see it countered to something that needs to be locked down, and you don't have any other answers, like Ember Spirit or a Panda before he gets his ulti off. Speaking of which, we haven't seen Panda, and that hero's not even banned or picked up so far. So interesting there. But yeah.
Well, the second ban phase completes, and we're not going to see a Tidehunter or an Ancient Apparition as those two are taken out, and IG actually bans the Enchantress, so even though it didn't seem to work out all that well for LAI Gaming in Game 2, looks like they still understand the value of the hero and don't want to have to cope with it. Razor also banned, so we'll see how these lanes are actually going to take shape, but this has been a real fun return to Eastern Dota, at least for me, and hopefully for a lot of our viewers. I mean, it's always fun whenever you see big shifts in meta, which a patch like 6.82 is of course going to dictate. But like you said, there are some very distinct differences to how teams in the East and West compared to each other are adapting to this. And like you said, Panda, a perfect example of that, a hero that tends to get a lot of attention in the West, and neither of these teams really care much for him.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Also, Razor went past the first set of picks too. It's banned out in the second phase by IG, and there's a Lich too. So interesting support duo here coming out early from LAI. I think they banned out the Enchantress because if you remember DK, the old DK or pre TI4, and TI4 I suppose, would pick up that combination of supports a lot. They'd pick up Lion plus Enchantress just because the roaming potential was pretty synergistic. Lion, if you get at least level 3, the Impale is a lot more effective, and with some kind of setup, maybe from the Trapper creep or whatever it's actually called, the troll, I believe, from Enchant, and that's actually easy to set up stunts after that. So I think they made it kind of popular, and that's why. Speaking of the brew, there we go. IG picks it up, and I'm pretty sure Ferrari plays that, and he plays it quite well.
I really love seeing a brew and a Naga together. Just the ability to take fights, or more importantly, to reset fights. And let's say a Void manages to catch your brew in a chrono and has a chance to burst him down. Now you have a way to get him out of trouble. And of course, not only just get him out of trouble, as soon as he splits, you just, turn off the Song of the Siren. And now the fight generally is going to be at least somewhat in your favor. LAI Gaming, though, they go ahead and add some more AoE and some more synergy with Faceless Void. You already have the Lich ult that you got to cope with if he manages to catch multiple heroes in a Chronosphere, not to mention now a Chakram.
Yeah, Chakram's not bad. It's especially not bad if you get the Ags up now, which gives you a second Chakram. So that's potentially a very strong combo now with Void. I would say before it wasn't like anything too impressive, but now with double Chakram, I would say it actually would be very effective. So, yeah, Timbersaw picked up. So I'm wondering if it'll be Void safely. I'm assuming it is now that Timbersaw picked up. So Lich plus X in the mid lane, and then Lion plus Void in the safe lane. I'm wondering what this last pick from LAI is. What pairs well with Lich? There's several heroes. Potom pairs well in the mid lane. We saw Morphling picked up last game by IG. So wondering if that'll get banned out actually by IG in the next phase. But two more picks here for IG.
I coming back to the Timbersaw as we wait for the last pick to come out here in the second pick phase. I really, really love the Scepter buff he got, because for the most part, if there was a weakness of the hero, I mean, he's excellent in so many situations. He's hard as hell to kill, can really swing a fight when in the hands of a good player who finds a good attack angle. But he was very static most of the time, and how he was built. I mean, you were just going to, basically do what you always did. Go Arc Boots, get a Bloodstone, go Travels, and then probably a Shivas. Like, that was just generally how it went. Now you have an interesting decision you can make. And, more than anything, like you said, the second Chakram just gives him so much more punching power, the ability to be of genuine value as the game gets later and later and later, and the power of Chakram just starts to naturally fall off a bit as heroes get stronger and stronger. Just having two of them to account for split-up supports, to be able to just further disrupt the team fight. And it's just another natural item for him to build into that really just works the way he wants to work. He wants a little bit of health. He wants a little bit of mana, of course, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now you have the choice between going something like a Shivas or going straight to a Scepter, then a Shivas if you want to go that direction. Also not bad to just carry auras in general. But Jakiro going to be making another appearance, picked up in 4th position by IG. And we were talking last game about the power of Yule's Scepter with Ice Path and Macropyre. Now you don't even have to buy the Yules, just uses the Brewmaster's Storm aspect.
Well, yeah, you can do that. It's a little bit more unreliable than just getting it for yourself, because then you have to wait every 120 seconds or whatever it is. But yeah, it's definitely still workable. I have to give shout out to the chat for. I forgot about this. I have to admit that Lion is actually good against illusion based heroes. I saw that with Naga picked up first here from IG. Although the thing that's interesting to me is I don't know if it's going to be a core Naga per se. So like if it is a core Naga, then certainly Lion's ability to get rid of the illusions with the Hex and the Mana Drain is very effective. I don't think it's too effective though if it's a support Naga, because getting rid of illusions from a support Naga who has mana boots and maybe an urn at 25 minutes isn't really that useful. So
right,
we'll have to wait and see. But Ember is the last pickup here for LAI.
Yeah, a lot of, just a whole lot of AoE is the way it feels. And even more as Puck is the last pickup for IG. Okay. So moving ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's an interesting draft here from IG. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a support Naga Sarban. Tron is playing that. So
yep.
Core Jakiro, Core Puck, Core Brew.
And, whenever IG, they have a team that's going to really work well whenever they can put all the pieces together. But in terms, it feels like it's basically last game, but reversed. Last time, LAI had to have a gigantic impact early on, or they were naturally probably going to fall behind and get beat like they did. Now I kind of feel that way about IG. I mean, your Brew's always going to be good, especially in the hands of someone like Ferrari. But, as good as he can be, you're still going to have to really dominate the early and the mid game. And if you give any space at all to an Ember and a Void and let them get ahead, there's just like, not only are you not going to be able to catch them in the late game, you're going to have such a hard time trying to close the door on a match that maybe you're ahead but not far enough ahead. I mean, trying to go high ground against a Faceless Void, a Timbersaw, and an Ember Spirit, that's a tall order, man.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, actually. I feel like it's a little bit scary for IG in the sense that if they start to fail in the mid game, like their heroes cannot come back. Like, I mean, Puck is great in this patch. Don't get me wrong, I love Puck in this patch, but this is support. It's a support Naga, and I don't think that Chuan's gonna be able to transition to hard carry faster than a Void, Ember, and a Timbersaw is. So not that Timbersaw is a hard carry, but you get my point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it does look like it's gonna be either an aggro tri-lane or just kind of dual lanes with the Venge and Brew top and the Naga Siren and the Jakiro bottom.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be dual lanes.
It's smart. It's smart actually against the Lich because, like I said before, Lich lineups generally never tri-lane with Lich just because it seems like a waste of the hero, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, LAI actually has 5,400 with a set of boots first on this line. He will go ahead and get a ward down, so warding out the pool camp. Looks like it will be just duo lanes on both sides. XDD going to be on the Ember Spirit. Looks like he'll be heading top along with 5,400 on that Lion. In mid, going to be XZ playing on the Timbersaw. And for the moment, it's XTT by himself at bottom. And yeah, they're going to rotate Super up there, so it looks to be an aggro try coming out of LAI, and for the moment, Ferrari's by himself. I'm sure we're going to see the Venge rotate over momentarily. That's going to make this a little bit more of a complicated lane for XTT, who for the most part has played great this series. Going to be up against a fair amount of early level kill potential in the Jakiro and the Naga Siren in bottom.
I think he should be fine. I don't think he'll die. And they also denied bottom for him. The Lich actually opted to deny bottom rather than mid or top. So the lane will come into his favor a little bit, and he will get full experience. So I think he'll be fine. I'm very interested to see the aggro tri-lane with Lich. I wonder if it's starting off as like a dual lane top and then just Lion roaming around. But this is very interesting. I don't normally see this.
Yeah, speaking of the Lion roaming, he's already making his way to mid. First point put into Hex. And let's see if they want to try to do something. I mean, trying to go on a puck here is fairly complicated. He will force a TP out, so at the very least.
That's early. Wow, that is very early TP from Chuan. I don't know if he needed to do that. Or maybe he's just making the decision to come top.
Mm-hmm.
So, but their pole camp is warded. And do they have sentries? Let me check. There's no sentries, so they don't. This is a very awkward rotation for Chuan. Like, it would make sense if they have poles to work with, but they don't. So now he's wasted 135 gold. He's wasted his time.
100 gold.
Yep, you're right. 100 gold. Sorry. I stand corrected.
Oh, XDD caught with a magic missile and in some trouble. Ferrari gets the clap off. Searing Chains. He was around creeps as well. Is it going to be enough to save him? He's going to keep running. Ferrari does not want to give it up. Oh, that's so fortunate. He's Searing Chains with creeps around and got one to stick on Ferrari, and now he's low. Down to 200 HP, tangoing up. Super's right on him. Doesn't have the mana for another Frost Blast. There's going to be a bounty rune there. And we see the Venge is there to help and not going to get any help from the Timbersaw. So didn't want to get too far askew from the lane. But, whoo, what? Just RNG's is on his side, man. Basically, the panic Searing Chains right in the middle of a dual creep wave and manages to get it on the one hero he had to have it on to survive.
Nice. I didn't see that, but yeah, it's good for him. I think that's just so funny, though, still, about Chuan. Oh, he actually puts the net on there. He doesn't have enough mana for his Riptide, but that's gonna put Chuan out of mana, and the health potion is popped by XTT. So I think he's doing fine down here. If Luo takes too much damage, she could get gone on here. Yep,
here we go. There's going to be the Hex, but XTT is actually burning down. He got hit with that sticky napalm. He's going to go ahead and jump. Oh, Jakiro doesn't have a dual breath, and he's going to... Oh, no! Manages to make it away. A lot of close calls in both top and bottom lane, and they're going to be able to stabilize. So... that Invis rune from 5,400 almost working out, but almost not quite.
If he anticipates that bash, he gets that kill, but he was going with the odds of, I'm probably not going to get it, but he did, so kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I was going to say that was really funny rotation. Chuan TP'd mid, walked towards top, he attacked the Centaur once in the neutrals, and then just walked all the way bottom.
Yep, drawing it on the map.
Double stun
hang
bottom.
on. Yep, very nicely aimed on the Earth Spike. Let's see if they can make it count this time. Jakiro hexed out, still low, but 5400 has to run. XTT's committed now. He's going to be caught with a dual breath. Will go ahead and time walk away, and he'll be able to survive just barely. Both of these teams living on the edge, man, playing way low health, way low mana, but still no kills on the board despite all the attempts.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. Let me pull up my CS boards. It always just goes away automatically. But I'm curious to see how the top lane is doing. Ferrari, he's up to 14. Yeah, it's about even. That's kind of what I expected. In mid lane, it's the Puck versus the Timber. Timber. It's actually relatively even. So very even all across the board, to be honest.
XDD at 17 CS in this situation, though, I feel like is really winning out here. I mean, he survived what should have been a sure kill with a little bit of luck on the Searing Chains. He's leading in CS. Granted, it's a marginal lead, but he's still near the top, and that's what matters. And he's out in a position where you would think they would be able to pressure him a little bit more. That just hasn't been the reality. So definitely think LAI is looking solid. This Void down here, yeah, finally going to get some help. Got a salve from 5400 as he was sitting and hiding in the trees with basically 200 HP. Chuan is at 5 CS. He's there with the Jakiro. Jakiro at 15 CS for himself. Do you think the lanes as they stand right now are something IG is going to want to keep together? Do you think maybe they want to break this down sometime soon?
I think LAI is actually benefiting from this over IG.
Yeah, me too.
I think that they're perfectly fine just getting slow farm on a wide variety of heroes. So they're not giving up kills. I think LAI's just doing fine. And like we mentioned before, they certainly have the late game, I would think. I don't think this Nog's going to transition fast enough.
Super. Cobb with the magic missile. XD's there. 430's there as well, though. Burning down this Venge. This is going to be a kill for sure. And first blood drawn by XDD. And Ferrari's not out of the woods yet. He's got 3 seconds on Searing Chains. Still burning him down with the Flame Guard. Oh! He might have been able to catch him and go for it a little bit, but Super, never mind. Super lacking mana for another Frost Blast. So keeping it simple and getting a first blood. Give the lead to LAI.
Very, very good start for them. And who got that first blood? It was the Ember Spirit.
Yep.
So fantastic start for him. Maybe an Aquila for him or something like that. Puck, he's trying to contest this top rune, but XC doesn't want any of it. He will get it, though. It's going to be... Oh, can he get him in time? He has to stun him immediately.
Oh, nice. They got him. That's a great kill. Being able to gank a Puck at this level with a hero like a Timbersaw with no built-in stun at all. Very, very well done that time. 2-0 in LAI Gaming is certainly, if they weren't before, they're damn well happy with the lanes now.
It was like an interesting rotation to me that Lion just happened to be there, but it obviously worked out. So I don't know if his intention was to gank him before that even happened, but yeah, it worked out in his favor.
It looks like they're giving Chuan the lion's share of farm down here in bottom now, by the way. There was a point where he had none, but look, he's caught up to the Jakiro. They're kind of splitting it, but he's taken a bunch to be able to get to 14 versus the 18 of the Jakiro. There's going to be a Chrono, spin on the Jack. Damage is not going to be there. And that helps. Having 5400 in position. Chuan comes in, can't do much. He's Super's right there in front of him.
Bash.
And nope, could not get it off. The dual breath, his dying gift to his friend Chuan, prevented him from getting on top of him, even having a chance. Either way, IG does find their way onto the board, make it 1-3 now.
I don't think they could afford to give up these kills. Top lane, XDD, he's level 6, but Ferrari's only level 4, so stun might come out, but no, he's just going to swiftly go away to his Fire Remnant. He can pop one up here and then walk back to base if he needs to. Yep, that's what he's going to do exactly. Oh, no, they transfer bottles, or at least gives them the bottle charge. And here comes the smoke.
The Timbersaw died, by the way. That's what I meant whenever... I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, he did die. Okay.
Yep.
I missed that.
Yep, me too. I caught it just at the end when I looked at the scoreboard. Anyway, here comes XDD and XZ. Oh, they're going to catch Ferrari. Ferrari, not level 6. In fact, just a fresh level 5. Going to try to TP away. Nope. Chakram damage too high. June's there. He's level 8. Has a coil in 12 seconds. Don't think that's going to be soon enough. And yeah, not even a magic missile to follow it up from the Venge. So nice gank that time. Make it 4-1. LAI continues to build on their lead. Let's take a look at Morbid Mass picked up by XDD. We'll find an illusion as well. And I really want to see what they end up wanting to do with the Jakiro and the Naga Siren. Which one are they going to start giving priority to across the board?
I don't know. It's like completely even, isn't it?
Yeah.
I find that kind of interesting. I still feel like this rushed Yules on the Jakiro was so strong. And yeah, it's nice that they're giving... That's a really cool set for Naga, by the way.
Yeah, no.
But it's nice that they're giving her farm, but I just don't think that she's in transition fast enough. I really don't. So I think the farm to be had really should be on Luo and the Jakiro, and then afterwards maybe, start 4-manning with everyone else and let Naga farm. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how this pans out. But I have to say I don't agree with it.
Let's take a look at the net worth, and it is the Ember Spirit who's on top. And again, because he was run out in this off lane position, granted it was duo lane, but still, the fact that he's on par in net worth to the Puck, who has been doing a great job in mid, and I didn't see, did the Puck get that kill? Yeah, he's 1-1. So would imagine he was at least involved, if not notching that kill on the Timbersaw. Speaking of Timbersaw, does complete his arc boots, and he is up in top lane once again. Support's there if they need it. Venge pulling for Ferrari. Ferrari still short of level 6. And this is a good time for them to try to press this fight. Level 7 on the Ember. Yep, they're going to dive. That's going to prompt the TP, and they're going to retreat. Going to try to anyway. Uses the Remnant to get away, and XZ, unfortunate enough as well. No blink on June, obviously. Could throw the orb and hope for the best, but nah. XZ will make it all the way back to mid. So, that's a win in and of itself. Just pulling people from other lanes.
Yep, exactly. TP rotation and wasting his time.
Down at bottom. There's going to be an ulti from Lich. Going to get another bouncy will. Don't think they even needed it, but certainly made it a lot easier. So another Chronosphere kill at bottom for the Void.
Yeah, they can't afford to give this up. They really can't. Like, Void will get out of control, and this is what seems to be their standout player, at least for me today.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's got Naked Mask of Madness if he wants to, but he should probably buy Treads.
We'll keep an eye. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say on the Ember. See if he's going to back for a bit. Yeah, just going to go ahead and head back to his Remnant. Either way, it's 5-1, and something's got to get working soon, but this could be bad for IG as well. LAI has an Invis Timbersaw right there in mid. They've got 2 in position to maybe try to make something happen. Hex and Earth Spike both at the ready. Has the mana for both. And he'll get level 6 out of this. They managed to make it happen. They waited on the orb. He's not going to have orb even when he comes out. And the finger is right there to secure yet another kill. Everyone they can't afford to have die is dying. Is basically the story of these first 11 minutes.
I think he aggressively orbed, right? Yeah. And it wasn't for defensive purpose, but he did it with very close proximity to the Lion. I think you need to do that a little bit further away so he doesn't have the range to even cast a spell, so you put yourself in that position. I mean, granted, he didn't see the Timbersaw behind him, but I still think as a general practice, you need to be a little more careful about that. So, nicely played there by Lion.
Just look at XDD and how he knows how far ahead he is. He knows the shape he's in. He was farming right in the face of the Venge and the Brewmaster, just saying, "Yeah, I'm here. Come get me." And they had to just back off. They can't do much to him. And especially just the way that LAI's been moving, they have to figure maybe he's got someone behind him. I mean, they have had someone in position every time there was an opportunity to capitalize. 2-0, speaking of, for 5,400, showing why Lion certainly does have a place in this meta right now. He's hooked up with XC, and they're going to rotate down to bottom. Can they kill the Jakiro again? He's already died twice. XTT eating a lot of damage, and caught by the Ice Path. Doesn't matter. Chrono goes off, and here comes the Cavalry. So that's
every time, man. This has happened every single time. His Chrono's up.
Yep. At what point is it just not having instinct? I mean, hang on. Ferrari's going to be caught by steering chains again. June's there this time, though. XTD trying to run, did get caught by the coil. Brewmaster split was used. Chuan is there as well. He's going to Remnant despite the ensnare, but will be caught by the Storm aspect. Trying to make his way away. Doesn't matter. Stone thrown by the Earth aspect, and a very nice kill for them. They had to bring him down, and certainly they got it, but it might have been a little too late as he's already done a ton of damage.
It's like the one time he didn't have a Remnant away somewhere. I saw so many times of him being engaged on, but he just Remnant away. It's like the one time he didn't. It's because he got too aggressive, and they tried to get a kill onto Ferrari when he had his split up. And yeah, I just don't think they had a place in really trying to be that aggressive onto a Panda with his ult up. So as a result,
speaking of aggression, guess who they're killing again? That's a Puck dead again.
Oh no.
Dead again. Lion has proven to just be the answer they needed to him. And, usually, hang on, they're going to re-engage. Ferrari is not going to have split. There's a swap to try and get him out of trouble. Nice pass there, but Ferrari caught from behind. Now there goes the ulti from Lich. That's going to help secure at least one, make it 2. As once again, that Jakiro bites the dust and a triple kill for the Timbersaw played by XZ. And yeah, the swap from the Venge boned that Brew. It just boned him.
3-2-2 plays, man. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
That was, I'm like, I guess I understand. It's like he's trying to TP in their face, and maybe just like, no, he's not going to make it.
He must have been thinking in his mind he was in the swamp before he understood that Ferrari wanted to TP out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way to. Why else would he do it? You know.
Well, maybe he just thought, like, it's so hard in the heat of the moment. Like, maybe he thought they had a stun they hadn't expended, or maybe he thought he was just going to die due to damage.
I mean, maybe the Lich comes in time to cancel with a chain. Maybe it didn't matter, but still, it looked kind of funny. Not gonna lie.
Either way, that's another big win for LAI Gaming. And this composition for IG is not looking sharp. We said during the draft and have been continuing to press the point. It's a very prescient one now that this... Oh, hang on. Ferrari, can they bring him down? There's the finger and the chakram, and see a Ferrari. June's there, has a coil. Not going to spend it. And he's lucky that the lion wasn't there. He's like he just did exactly what's gotten him killed 2 times in mid. Throw the orb offensively without knowing who's up on the high ground, and then you get hexed and you can't get away.
I mean, there's actually even a chance right there that the Void just goes in with Mask of Madness and gets lucky with bashes. And he actually gets a solo kill, but that would require a little bit of luck. But I feel like this game right here is showing you exactly how Void is still a fantastic and top tier pick in 6.82.
Oh yeah,
like every single Void chrono seems to have been a kill. And it's just, it's so easy. Like, it's not even difficult. Like, they're not even showing great talent in doing so. It's just Void Chrono, bam, ulti, and kill. It's so easy.
Very much agree. Speaking of Void, when the ticket does go in.
That's a blink on the lion.
Oh, and June, dead again. Cannot have a puck who's died 4 times in 15 minutes. It's just not going to work. He is so far behind, it is ridiculous. Down at bottom, Chuan's going to be forced to sing a song. As XZ's right in his face. He might pursue him. He's got enough for a timber chain. Nah, not worth it. But
the lion has a blink before the panda. That's to put things in perspective for you.
Oh, man. Jakiro does get the kill on the tower. So Jakiro's taken out 2 tier 1s, so even though he's showed mightily. Oh, and 0 and 4 right now. 0, 4, and 0 even. So not only has he died 4 times, he's been a part of nothing on the map, but I guess it's...
Well, there are only 2 kills to be fair.
I was going to say, I guess it's not quite as impressive or as unimpressive, I guess, as if there were 10 kills on the board. Either way, IG has got to find something. If you're in the captain's chair, man, what's the call? Like, you have to formulate a plan right now because things are just going to get worse if you don't turn it around in a hurry. What are you telling your team?
Well, it has to be wait for the blinks. Like, you have Blink coming out on Puck in 20, or I almost said 20 mana, in 40 gold. And then the Brew has his Blink actually right now, so.
And June.
Oh, boy. Oh, actually gets a counter kill.
Yep. And he's going to end up dead. But not bad. Oh, they got the chrono on the Chuan, and XTT going to be caught from behind. This is a good rotation from IG. This will certainly do some work. XTT ensnared out. There was a swap from the Venge, but it's still a 2 for 2 at best. They're probably going to lose their Jakiro at the very least, and maybe Chuan. Jakiro gets off 1 ice path. It's off the mark. That doesn't catch anyone. Might have been enough to buy time for Chuan, though. Embers chasing along with the Timber Saw. Let's see if they can catch him. Doesn't have Song up anytime soon. And, yep, there's the Searing Chains. XZ cleans it up. And that is his 6th kill of the game. 6 and 1. Ferrari wants to come back in and get some payback, and he's going to split on just a Lich. And, I mean, it's nice to get a kill, but that seemed a little impetuous.
I think it's fine, man. I think they need anything they can get. And I was going to talk about this earlier, but I think the Panda, while I still think it's one of the best heroes in the game, I really do. This game, when you look at the draft, like, who can he kill in a split? It has to be the support heroes. I don't think he can kill any of the cores. Void's too tanky, has a time walk. The Timber Saw is way too tanky and has his Timber Chain every 4 seconds. Ember can just remnant away. It has to be the support, so it's kind of a fault of the draft, honestly, with IG. I feel like there's just very limited what the draft has to offer.
Taking a look at the net worth, big chasm has opened up. Number 1 in net worth, Timber Saw. Right behind him is the Ember. Right behind him is the Void, all 3 from LAI Gaming. And the Puck has snuck up there a little bit, which is kind of really impressive, given he's died 5 times this game. He's been a part of 4 kills, though, so that certainly does help. His Blink is up, so hopefully his deaths will be minimized. looking ahead, but this is a mighty big hole for IG to try to climb themselves out of. But getting a free one on XDD, which looks like they have a chance. They actually, there we go. There's the coil. He's going to throw out another Remnant. Let's see if he can get away. He's silenced out. Ice Path's actually off the mark, I think.
What?
Yeah.
It was.
That Ice Path, yep. That's going to let him get away, and hell, he gives him a love tap on the way out.
He's got a regen. He's got a regen. Oh, they're actually going on mid at the same time. Ferrari goes down.
XDD makes it away and in mid, so they lose Ferrari, do not get a kill, and that's a costly mistake. June's not done, though, and there's going to be a searing change. He's going to be able to Remnant away from the orb, but they take a tier 1. They're going to push to tier 2, and yeah, that was a costly Ice Path from XI.
I think he thought that the Ember Spirit wasn't going to break the coil. Like he was going to try to move around or something, and that had to have been his thinking. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Either way, it was unfortunate that happened, and it definitely resulted in Ember Spirit living right there.
Tier 2 down in mid now. I don't know. Maybe Puck will scare him. Now they know coil's down. There's no way they're going to worry about that. They're just going to keep XD up front, let him finish the job. There's a Chrono on call as well, and that will be the Faceless Void that takes the last hit. And yeah, the rich get richer. And IG can't help but feel like they're running out of time to make a play.
Chuan, he's up to 2,800, I suppose, but like I said, I think this Naga trying to transition into a core is just way too slow in this type of game. He needed to just be core from the get-go.
Yep,
like I've seen a lineup similar to this from Cloud9, for example, where they run a 4 protect 1 with the Naga. This is kind of what this would be if he was, starting out as a core. And it certainly can work, but when you start it late with this many non-core heroes on your team, I mean, yeah, you can argue Puck and Brew are cores, but I would say maybe Brew, but I don't think Puck is really a quote-unquote core. Like, she's very squishy, as we've seen, and there's a 15-minute blink line in the game, so...
I'd say Puck's one of those heroes, kind of like a Magnus, where you struggle to call him a core in almost any situation, but they do scale ridiculously well with farm. So
sure, I think both of those heroes are actually much better. Smoke broken.
Yep. And Lion's right there. June's going to go ahead, but here's going to be a Chrono. Got two. Going to bring down one. Now they're going to get Chuan. Chuan's going to be able to sing as soon as he comes out. Will he? Unable. As the burst damage from the Remnant of XDD, more than enough to clean him up. That's a godlike streak on the Timber. Brew's going to try to turn this around. Let's test your theory.
Kill the pandas. They can just kill the pandas.
Yeah, who can he kill? He's just going to run the Earth aspect away. And, yep, 2 pandas down. The Earth aspect should be able to make it, not going to be pursued. But yeah, that's a 3 for 1. And Lion gave his body once again, still remains in the positive KD territory. Overall, net worth getting up into 5-digit range. And I think LAI's got this one in, I don't want to say in the bag, but they've certainly got it under their control, and it's going to be on them to make mistakes. I don't even know that IG has the ability to make them make mistakes at this point.
I would say if Chuan didn't die there and was farming amidst all of that, and they lost like one less hero, they'd be maybe okay, but nah, he's not farming enough. Like, basically their win condition here is Chuan. Oh, there's another kill. I didn't even see it.
Didn't see it either.
Yeah, their win condition is a Radiance Naga, but that's their only win condition. If that's the case, why didn't they just have him farm from the beginning? I just think that's so weird.
Yeah, well, their win condition is quite a big condition. A big what if. June caught under his tower, uses the coil. That seems like a waste there too. I mean,
I think they're tilted. I feel like they're not playing well right now at all.
Yeah,
they're just angry or something. It
was the same thing with the Brewmaster ulti on a Lich that had a quarter health. Like,
sure.
It's just I understand it's better to secure the kill, but you were gonna kill the Lich, I promise.
Well, they're second guessing themselves. That's what happens when you're down and things look just hopeless. You're second guessing. Yeah. Can I actually do this? You don't trust yourself, and that's what happens when you blow cooldowns that look like they're wasted.
22-6. We're at 22 minutes in. So LAI Gaming has averaged a kill a minute since the game began. Pretty damn impressive work. They are eclipsing the 5-digit line. 10,000 gold, 15,000 experience. Vlad's picked up for the Brew. The Naga, well, still hoping for a Radiance. And I don't... even if she gets the Radiance, okay, you got a Radiance. Now what do you do? Outside of just an immaculate split, a phenomenal song, and the ability to go 4 for 0 or 5 for 0, I just don't know that it's going to matter.
No. I feel like this game would have to go to 90 minutes for IG to win. So, and I even then, I don't. The Void would be 6 way before that happens.
Well, we'll see. They're digging in their heels. They may try to trade a tier 2 for a Roshan. They've got everyone in that general vicinity. And we are going to see XZ show his face up at top. 4 staff done on the Jakiro. Nope, not going to take a shot at it. They're going to end up giving this tower up for free if they're not careful. They have a glyph. And Naga does have a relic done, but still a bit away from the Radiance. And yeah, they're in no position really to even try to challenge this. So this should be a free tier 2.
Yep, and they're probably just going to wait this out and see what they can get done with the Radiance. Or at least in case they get obliterated in a high ground push. But yeah, I don't see much hope for them, honestly. Unless they have some really big mess up from LAI, like really big screw up. But again,
Battle Fury done on XDD.
There's a, by the way, there's a blink on the Void. I don't know if you saw that.
No, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
That blink Void dope. Here we go.
That's like rubbing it in the face, honestly.
I'm so mobile. It's fine. I'm so rich I can build more mobility. And looks like they do want to wait it out. They've got the Jakiro pushing in mid.
Oh,
that's a very low tower.
Luo's dead.
Yep.
That was not the best remnant usage right there.
No, not at all. They're going to get him nonetheless.
He did get the tower.
Up, courier. Oh, and stare onto the courier. Here comes the Void, though. Bailing the courier out with the Chrono. Chuan should end up dead here. June comes in to try to help out. They're going to get at least one more, but XTT, can they kite him out? June has an orb in 4 seconds. He doesn't have anyone else near him. Uses the Mask of Madness to no real purpose. But yeah, kept the courier alive and managed to kill Noxire.
Yep. It's funny. It's still funny for me to see him have this blink dagger, but I guess he can blink in, go crazy, and if things get, bad for him, he can just time walk out. So you will.
Refreshers next. I want to see it.
Yep. Well, who knows? I mean, you could go for something even crazier than that, like go for a 4-staff. That'd be fun. It'd actually be good. Why not? 4-staff away from that snare a little bit. Get away from that panda. Yeah.
Don't know that it matters a whole lot because they are really far ahead and IG is not looking great. XTT, 2,400 gold in the bank, regardless what zany item he wants to add to his collection. Chuan's broke as a joke. For the most part, he is going to have to use Song to wander around. Brewmaster ends up getting a kill down at bottom as XZ's there. LAI's likely to lose 5,400 again. Finger gets the Jakiro down in the meantime, though. He tried to time it, but not quite. Ferrari's just going to run away now. They're not going to have the appropriate amount of damage to bring him down. So they end up going, once again, 1 for 2. Jakiro, but they do get the Ember, so you got to take the bright spots where you can get them, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. They will take that. Yules is up in the puck, and as you mentioned, he didn't have exactly the best time in the mid. I will say, like in the laning stage, he did very well, but just got caught out with too many aggressive orbs. But oh god, I just keep missing kills.
Yeah, that's both.
I hope for your sake that we're getting him because they're just happening so fast.
Game.
But
yeah,
Chuan dies again before the Radiance is able to come out. He's about 800 gold or so from that, and this is not exactly spectacular timing. I know he wasn't a core, but he quickly turned into one in about 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, it was odd. Like, I don't know. Like, he also did the boomerang rotation. Where
that was so weird, man. Like, he literally TP'd mid, walked to the jungle, and then walked all the way back.
Hit this creep one time. Creep.
Yep.
Hit him one time, and then walked all the way back to bottom lane. And wasted time like that. I mean, it's a big deal. And then at the very least, you go, well, Jakiro got levels. He didn't die. He was sitting down there in the face of the void.
No, he shows up and is like, dude, let me farm. Back off.
Exactly. My turn. And this one, continuing to go. XTT is going to have a BKB soon. So, and by soon, I mean like now.
Oh, the Void? Oh, yep. He's like, all right, guys, I'll secure the win. Let me buy some serious items now.
Down at bottom, IG maybe wants to make something happen. 5,400 has given up a few deaths of late, but he was so impactful early on with the roam, and in particular being able to hold that puck down. I mean, we have yet to see him really recover and have a huge impact. Player 2 has been made, make no mistake, but he has not been that control kind of a hero you really want him to be and draft him to be. Bloodstone for XZ has 13 charges, BT dubs. So he's immortal. He's a raid boss. And elsewhere, I just feel like LAI Gaming just basically is setting the pace entirely. They are dictating everything about this game, and it's going to take a miracle from IG, but they're going to have their opportunity perhaps now as they've got everyone grouped together, and we're likely heading for a big clash.
Yep, actually that ward is spotted out by Super.
Oh, Chrono. Got Chuan. There's a good swap from the Venge. They're going to end up giving the Venge up, and the engagement's there. They're coming back out. They're going to end up tossing the puck into the air. Mistimed on the Earth Spike from 5400. BKB for XTT keeps him safe. Super giving him a little damage on the way out. So they only lost the Venge there, and they didn't expend a whole lot. Ferrari didn't preemptively use his split, and they did spend a lot. Chuan is still up and running, but only with a little bit of health. XTT caught out in front, though. Chuan decides to buy time for the entire fight to settle down using the song. And looks like they're going to abandon this tier 2. So they just fought and lost the Venge and not willing to re-engage, even though Chrono was expended, as was BKB.
Yeah, I mean, they just have so much more farm on the Heroes of LAI. Like, even if they don't get the most out of their spells, it doesn't matter. There's the Radiance, but it's 29.5 minutes. We'll just see if it's effective. I doubt it is, but here we go. Good initiation, actually, from IG.
Yep, managing to bring down one. That was the Lion they lost there. In the meantime, they're trying to chase down XZ, but again, he's a raid boss. Throws out the Chakram, XTT caught out, and he's going to end up dying, but XZ swooping through and doing a lot of damage. Has to continue to run now as he's outnumbered. That puck, wherever he is about to die. Didn't even see where he was as I'm watching this. There's the Chain Frost. That secures the kill on the Venge. And now looks like Luo likely to drop as well. Chuan gets the ensnare off, though. And here comes Ferrari back in. This might be the fight they've been waiting for, and it will be. That's a killing spree suddenly for Ferrari. They lost the puck in the midst of all the action, and they lost the Venge previously. But they do manage to drop that Timber and drop the Void. So little bit going their way. As we take a look, we can see big change, about 4,000 gold change in positive for them. And just about, call it 6K, maybe a little more, in XP going their direction.
That was a godlike streak for Ferrari. As it definitely helps, and they haven't breached high ground yet, so they can't get cocky from LAI. I think they need to just not overstay their welcome when they have one-man Chronospheres. I think they need to just play a little bit more safe, play a little bit more calmly, and not get too carried away. XZ does now have a BKB for himself, as does the Panda. But yeah, that was a really nice initiation from the Panda and the Puck. They synchronized their spells pretty much at the same exact time.
Game rolls on as LAI Gaming gives a bit back. And yeah, take a look at the gold graph. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's a mighty big mountain that IG still has to chunk back down to nil. But at least they're moving in the positive direction as we eclipse the 30-minute mark. And a couple of Bloodstone charges expended from Timbersaw. He's just got 10 left, but still in pretty damn good shape. That Radiance, as you had mentioned, came out at a very late time, 30 minutes, but now on his way to a Yasha, it looks like, as he's already got the Blade of Alacrity and the Elven Skin. So, looking to be in good shape. Roshan has yet to be really contended for, and one would imagine that's going to be the side of our next big clash.
Could this possibly be a comeback game? Because, you know, if it is, I swear to God, it will be like a 90-minute game. If IG is actually able to come back to this, it would be a 90-minute game off the back of very, very rat play from IG, specifically Chuan. Because actually, after that engagement, he got a good chunk of gold too, and he's almost got a Yasha now right after purchasing that Radiance. So his damage output is actually getting up there.
Little de-warding from LAI Gaming, just hoping to strangle them back a bit. All of the tier 2s still remain standing for LAI Gaming, so at the very least, if they're able to reset and maybe get a pick, they should be able to really hem in IG. June does manage to make it away. He was being pursued by XDD, but he's getting pretty fat as well. He may have had a Crystallis on the Courier. Courier did drop, by the way. And I know he had spent a fair amount of gold up to that point. He had bought at least parts for the Crystallis. So Roshan going to be taken uncontested by LAI, though. LAI Gaming.
Yep, that's good for them. I still feel like if they get a Chrono onto more than one hero, it's just then there's really nothing that they can do, because Venge can obviously only swap out one hero, right? And if you get the Venge in there, it's like golden opportunity there. It is going to be the Aegis for the Ember Spirit. I think that's the right call. I think he wants to be aggressive in these fights, so if he dies, then it's like no harm, no foul.
Yeah, his damage output is getting up there, and he is fairly well farmed. Number 3 overall net worth, just behind the Void. Speaking of, Void's got another 1,300 gold to go with his BKB, Maelstrom, and Mask of Madness. What do you think for the Void?
After this is a Mjolnir, probably.
Yeah, just finish it off.
Yeah, I think Mjolnir is the right call here. It's good against the Naga illusions. It gives you the extra attack speed, so, yep.
Yeah, we see the Lion popping these illusions, using the mana drain. See if we'll get one there. Yep. So, that's showing itself. I think the coolest, though, to deal with that is actually Pugna with a Scepter. I think that's awesome.
Yep.
Yep, just pop them all immediately. And looks like they're going to go ahead and take over the jungle. In the meantime, IG just trying to dodge fights as long as they can. When do you think, or what do you think is going to be the mark for LAI to try to go high ground?
I would start going now. I mean, before you give them any kind of chance with Naga. You have lanes relatively pushed out right now. You have the Aegis up on the Ember. You have core items on everyone. I think right now is be the perfect time to go.
See, and right about now is when, against experienced rad teams, you'd see the Naga illusions cutting creeps from behind, running down.
There's a sleep.
Oh wow, that's preemptive. That is really preemptive. No. And he's not level 16, by the way, so it's going to be 2 minutes before that's ready to go.
That was weird.
Yeah. They're going to have to... That might cost him the game. I mean, that plus a whole lot of stuff earlier. But anyway, Ice Path expended, and they're doing their best to try to hold them out. But XTT and XZ are in great position here. Ferrari has split. Caught with Searing Chains. They're going to deploy the Glyph. Now's the time. Ferrari eating a lot of damage there, though. Another Ice Path. Not on the mark. XTT just trying to line up a good chrono. Here comes June. He got the silence off, but the BKB is right there for XTT. Now the Jakiro eating a lot of damage, forced back. And XTT happy to just sit and take this tier 3 for free. And are they going to back off? This could be maybe a bit of a fake back as XTT still out front. Maybe hoping to catch them over pursuing, but not going to be the case.
The really safe play would be wait till Chrono comes back up, but I still feel like they
up.
Or sorry, not Chrono, but the BKB. Sorry. The BKB onto the Void. That would be the really safe play, and that's might what they be doing, but I feel like they need to use this Aegis. I feel like oh yeah, I didn't even see this too. You should probably mention, but the data list, yeah, they should definitely use this.
And XTD gonna be stunned. They're gonna follow this up in a big way. Aegis is gonna be consumed. Oh, look at that! The Chain Frost doing absolute work. 5400's there to follow it up. Chuan forced staff to safety, but they ate it bad. And hello, Chronosphere. Chuan brought down. That's a beautiful Ice Path, but it's gonna do nothing but buy time as June dies nonetheless. Here comes Ferrari. He does have split. He uses the BKB. They may get XTT. They will get him. So diving for kills cost him an opportunity to maybe get racks. June's back out, has the silence off on 5400. Super with that beautiful Chain Frost can do nothing but stare on. It looks like he's going to get himself killed by wanting to stay and help his buddy out. 5400 still trying to run away. Will be tracked down near that ward spot. And there's going to be the Yules. Used by June. Silence onto that Timber Saw. Ice Path on the money. Ferrari there to follow it up.
Does he have suicide? Does he have suicide? He does. Well, he should have suicided.
Yep. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how the rubber band snaps. Not going to say it's all done and that it's going to be influencing the outcome completely, but I'll tell you right now, that hurts. You can see gold change. Look at that 10,000 XP change amidst all of that. The gold change, about 4,200 through all of that. What a coup for IG, and the racks are still up.
We're going to see a 90-minute game, man. I know it.
Yeah, we are. It's happening.
A 90-minute game. Okay, well, all right. Strap in, boys, because here we go. It's going to have Boots of Travel here up on a Tuan relatively soon, I'm sure. And that's what I was talking about, though. That exact instances where I think being better safe than sorry is very effective. They really want that kill, and they're not going to get it. If they waited for the BKB up on the Void, he got stunned in the midst of that Chrono and died as a result because of the buyback of Panda. Had he had BKB up there, none of that would have happened. And I think they would have easily just been able to disengage from the Panda and maybe even fight after that. So, yeah, that's why normally you see Chinese teams take things very, very slow and very, very carefully. And despite the fact that they had the Aegis, I still think that popping that BKB early in the fight from Void was a bit of a mistake, and they needed to wait until they had that up again.
Yep, I agree. I mean, it looked like they were trying to bait the fight, and they could have done that just as easily. I guess maybe fearing the Naga sleep. knowing Chuan would have that off cooldown very, very soon. And he's now level 16, by the way, so the cooldown on that really short, cut down to just 60 seconds. And I think you're right. And, I mean, barring just some some crazy three-man chrono, this is probably going to be a long game now. Like, that was their opportunity, and they fell flat.
I mean, they still have amazing tools to just take this game. Potentially, I mean, theoretically, they could have just like gone res right there and gone top because they know the Panda doesn't have buyback. Go Chrono the Panda and basically win the game. They're kind of doing that now, and it does look like they're posturing top. So yeah, there's still not going to be buyback for Panda if he dies right here.
Sight device though up on the Jakiro.
Wow, that's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I still think just chronoing multiple targets with the BKB is just it's that simple. And you'll be fine, especially now with the, like I said, no buyback on Panda.
Here we go. XZ up front, wanting them to react. Deny. Well played. And he's just going to sit up front by his lonesome for a while. Ferrari has split, ready to go. And there's the silence onto him. 5400 came in, could not get there quick enough to punish June. There's going to be an ice path. Let's see how much they want to follow this. Liquid Fire doing some damage. They're just going to slow siege this. At what point, if you're IG, do you say enough's enough and go?
Well, your main Rax is already... Or no, actually, this is your melee Rax. I think they need to blow up this Void. I think that's the only way to win this fight, honestly. Oh, or the swap onto the Timbersaw.
Yep, Timber in trouble. There's going to be the BKB up on Ferrari. Super's there. XTT has his. He wanted to chrono, but can't find the targets, and he whiffs! Didn't get anyone. Now June could potentially be in some trouble. No! This is going to get turned around in the back of a song. XTD is able to turn and run with the Remnant. J-O-Sphere from a non-J-O player as he basically whiffed entirely. At XDD, he's dead too. They'll settle in. Hope you packed a lunch, because LAI Gaming with that lead has given much of it back. 33-21, 4-4-1. The Rax, they lose the ranged, but they maintain that melee.
I mean, it looked like it was going to be good for LAI because the swap on the Timbersaw was kind of weird. He got out with the BKB, no harm, no foul, and I thought they were going to come in and just destroy after that. I feel like you just, in instances like that, you just tunnel vision and you go for the guy that you know, especially if it's a core, which was the Panda. You go for the guy that you know doesn't have buyback and you go kill him. It's very easy with a Void, too, because it's Chronosphere. It's one of the best spells in the game. But very unfortunate misstep of the... actually, I didn't see that, but Super gets taken out there.
Got them.
Oh, boy.
You didn't miss anything.
We're seeing the 6.82 come back here. We're definitely seeing it.
I need a rubber band that I can just snap into the microphone. Naga games, aren't they a pleasure? He has the Manta up too, so Chuan Chuan's certainly going to be able to control this. What makes this so hard now is they're going to be so leery to repeat the mistakes they've made that have given up so much. But Chuan, if he's controlling the illusions properly, he's going to be able to keep these lanes permanently pushed, and it's going to be almost impossible for LAI to get onto the other side of the map, let alone to actually try to go high ground again, unless they're willing to 100% commit to the engagement. And they might get XTT. There's going to be the swap BKB immediately though, and I think they could have done that much better.
They could have just initiated with a stun. Like,
yep.
He's up on high ground. He can't see. Like, he would have moved away if they had a ward there, but he didn't move away. So they could have just. I think he could have walked up and stunned. The chance of him actually having that as a successful gank would have been higher if he just stunned. But
yep.
But yeah, I think they got a big problem now. And the main reason is the next engagement that they have, the Panda will have buyback, or other heroes will have buyback. That was like their biggest opening right there, is to kill the Panda when he had no buyback. And they lost it. So now we got this crazy interaction between the Naga, who has a lot of farm, should buy Boots of Travel. I really feel like he needs him. And yeah, we're going to have a long game on our hands, I feel.
Roche respawning basically now. 15 seconds from now, there's going to be a smoke from LAI Gaming. They're going to move up mid. It looks like they want to hook towards top lane, but nobody's going to be home. The entire team of Invictus is elsewhere. Closest target is Ferrari, and I don't think they're going to get there in time to catch him.
The funniest part is that this Void has a blink, too. Like,
yep. Hang on. They got one. They managed to grab the Jakiro, and they're going to try to blow him up immediately. There's going to be a Chronosphere once again, completely wasted. And XTT Using that blink, can't aim the spheres. Puck going to be tossed up, brought down, and able to phase shift. In the meantime, it's worth mentioning XZ did complete. Oh, look at that damage output, though. I was going to say he did complete his scepter, so he has 2 chakrams. Super caught with the rock from the earth aspect. Gets off the chain frost, but kind of just a frustration ulti. As once again, they go 3 for 1. They got the puck, but nothing else, and another complete whiff from XTT, who in games 1 and 2 was basically stellar.
He was. I know. I don't... Oh, this is cockiness getting the best of you, I suppose. I don't know what it is, but, you know, I'm assuming you buying a Blink Dagger on Void, you're getting a little cocky and not taking the game seriously. And it's come... I'm not saying that the Blink Dagger purchase made them lose, or made them start this track on losing this game, because they're still, I think, technically ahead, right? Now, they're actually losing an experience. And the net worth is actually negligible at this point. But I mean, I'm not saying that the Blink Dagger was like, you know, losing them the game, but that just shows them how complacent they're getting, and it's clearly being shown here through their play.
Roche is down, and that's gonna be just on the Brewmaster. And Chuan, I'm like you, man. I'm still kind of waiting. Is he going? Yeah, he's going Diffusal. So I feel like Boots of Travel would help them a lot.
Yeah,
they do have 2 hexes too, by the way. Didn't mention that. We saw the one on Jakiro. Puck completed his just shortly before that last engagement as well. So their ability to control these fights is really getting high, which is so essential against mobile, tough to track down heroes like the Void, like the Timbersaw, and like the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Ember Spirit actually almost has his BKB, which is going to be good for him, but I can't say much more than these chronos just need to be better. Like, it's as simple as that. They're not impressive in the last couple of times he's cast them. One whiffed one, one that was on a 1 hero earlier in the bottom side. That one which was on a single hero Jakiro that had maybe 50 HP, something like that. It's simple as that. The chronos just need to be better.
There's the BKB done, and yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't feel like, I mean, IG has been given a huge opportunity here, and Chuan, I mean, when you've watched a team run this Radiance Rat Naga, well, it's amazing how pinned back the other team is, regardless of what the kill tallies, regardless of what the gold score looks like. It's so hard to ever leave your side of the map, and I feel like IG's not doing the best job of creating that scenario. Like, they've certainly caught up, and they're in a much better combat position. Even if XTT hits a Chronosphere, they do have ways to answer it now with the Slice of Ice and so on. But I still feel like they actually could be in a much more controlling position of this game if they just kind of shifted gears a bit.
Yeah, I think LAI's in a big rut right now. I really do, because like I mentioned, if they try to go for a coordinated push again, IG's going to have buybacks. They can't expend the chrono in the base and expect to get too much out of it unless they kill them before the chrono and then wait for buyback and then kill them with a chrono afterwards. Or if he has refresher, like that's the other option. I feel like maybe refresher is the option for Void, as he went for a crit here instead. But they have to fight around these chronos, and if they're not on point, then IG's just going to buy back and just own them the second time around.
Speaking of buybacks, only 2 are available right now, and guess who has them? IG. Not a single buyback on any other hero, though the Timber is kind of close. It's going to be a smoke, and
I think it was spotted. There was a ward right there in mid, yeah, from IG.
There was. They might still have a chance.
He's not backing up, though, on Ferrari, so I don't know.
Yep, it's popped, and they're going to be spotted. In the meantime, here they come from behind. 5400 goes for it. There's going to be a coil. They caught a couple from the low ground. Ferrari's there. They're going to be able to clean up 1, make it 2. There's going to be a chrono. Good swap, though, as XTT has to re-engage. He's going to... No, won't even get the Venge. Decides to just run. Leapt to the high ground, and where are you going? Now he's going to be able to blink finally, but blinks right into 2 Slice of Ice. There's the Macro Pyre. That is a 3-0, and that is a brand new game of Dota, if you ask me. What little momentum and little bit of lead they had has evaporated and has gone completely in favor of Invictus Gaming, as they are ready for the first time in a while to charge onto the other side of the map with the intention of taking a tower and taking another fight.
This has got to be so frustrating for LAI. I mean, I counted IG out completely at like the 20-minute mark. I'm pretty sure most everyone did watching. But yeah, this is why you can never really count out a team's ability to throw. Like, it's always there. play out to the very end, to the bitter end, and despite whatever you might think happened, wait until the bitter end is what I want to say.
Yep,
oh, he faked! Did he fake
Oh, that's so sick. He did. He's still alive. Here's going to be the split from Ferrari. No, he started to. It didn't get it off, though. He's going to have a chance right now. He's having his mana drained. Almost had it drained to the point he couldn't have split, but it's irrelevant because Chuan was there with a song. And, again, level 16 plus now, so he's going to have it back up in no time.
Sick plays, man.
Yeah, that was so sick.
I actually thought it was lag. Like, I have to second guess myself because I'm like, did he just die and I lagged on Perfect World? I don't know, but nope, he just dodged it. Very nicely played by June.
Chuan has 5,500 gold. Just want to throw that out there. His net worth is now second. The support Naga Siren with the boomerang rotation.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
He's now second in net worth. And the Timbersaw, who leads in net worth, he's lost like half of his charges on his Bloodstone, and he might. Never mind, just the Jakiro. Like, look how ballsy the Jakiro is. I mean, he just doesn't care. Like, that Timbersaw has lost all of that element of fear. Like oh, it's Timbersaw, better run. Where is he? Was he gonna swing in from the trees or what? That's just not there anymore. And it just seems like LAI's run out of gas, man.
They have, and the BKB on the Void is also only 5 seconds too. It's not replaceable, so bad stuff. I feel like this game now is in the hands of, well, this Timbersaw is doing as much as he can. He really is, but this hero has limitations. Doesn't do any physical damage. You're not going to kill this Naga's illusions fast enough with a heart coming out.
Yep.
And even if you go on the Panda, he has BKB, so I think it kind of rests in the hands of Ember. Like, can Ember go for maybe like another Battle Fury plus Rapier at this point? I feel like this is definitely in Rapier territory.
Yep. That's what I foresee. Barring just one total botch of a team fight on either side, I see this game going to 70-plus minutes and ending with an Ember Spirit who has 2 Battle Furies, a Daedalus, and a Rapier. And the Void will, who knows, probably have a Crimson Guard or something because we're just building whatever we want to today.
Yeah, probably, man. Replace that Blink with a Crimson Guard. You're golden against those Naga illusions. GG.
Exactly, bro. But yeah, I think we're in for a bit more of a match. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. This is day 1 of D2L Season 5, kicking off with the Eastern Division this year. And this is our second best of 3 of the day. There will be a rebroadcast beginning immediately following the conclusion of this. You can catch our first series of the day. Not going to spoil it anymore. I probably will at the end, though, so spoiler alert. If you want to watch the rebroadcast, make sure you close your ears. But for now, still a little bit, perhaps a lot of it of Dota left to be played. And I don't know, man. Like, I still feel like, has he bought bots yet? No, still doesn't have bots.
I feel like that's still so weird. I feel like you can really just up your farm with bots, and just movement speed on your illusions in general too is very nice. So,
I mean, just we see, like, he's fanning them out now into his own jungle. He's got one heading down mid. But again, just the ability to just have them everywhere, especially since he's had that Manta done forever. You yourself can go, you can put them anywhere, you can farm both jungles, and you can make it so the enemy literally can't leave their base. Like, you just have illusions everywhere to cut creeps or what have you. And also, granted, I guess it's a non-issue because they're barely leaving their side of the river already.
Yeah. Also, bots are so good right now in this patch with the 50-second cooldown instead of 60.
For sure.
I think they're very, very good in this patch right now. That's an Abyssal Blade coming out for our Panda.
Hello.
Does not have buyout right now, so if there's an opening for LAI to come back in this, although of course they don't know it right now, but if there is, it's to blow this Panda up. And if they do that, they could definitely still come back from this game.
Level 4 Dagon will help with that. Timbersaw spending his cash on the laser stick. And here we go. IG in a position to maybe jump them. Ferrari on the high ground. This could be huge. This is such a risky place to engage. And yeah, Ferrari's not even going to go for it. This is so risky whenever you try to engage like this into that particular piece of territory on the Radiant side from that high ground in the dark. And they're going to back off, and I think that's probably the right move. They may try to catch a straggler, but not going to be any of those, as LAI Gaming going to be running as 5, one might imagine, for the foreseeable future.
And the scary thing, too, now is that if this Venge is keeping his proper positioning, which he has been, you can't even, like, focus a hero that you know doesn't have buyback, because the Venge will just swap him out, so.
Roche up and both teams going to be eyeballing it soon. It feels like IG could probably take it pretty quickly if they can just get any feeling of confidence that they're not going to be collapsed on by 5. But, yeah, I mean, Ferrari, look how built he is, man. Bissell, Salt Cuirass, BKB,
he's 6-slotted, except for bots, yeah.
Well, all things being equal, let's say this does go another 20 minutes, which I don't think is a stretch. Who do you give, on paper, the edge?
Well, definitely IG. Like, the fact that Naga has actually got to this point is unbelievable to me, but she's there, right? So
finally got bots, by the way.
Yeah, it's very late, but I mean, if this goes ultra mega late game, like 90, 100 minutes, then it's anybody's ball game, unless there's like, you know, mega creeps on the side of somebody. But even then, with the Rapier Ember, everything's possible, right? So I think the biggest thing too, like I said this once, but I feel like it can't be overstated, is the BKB and 5-second cooldown, or sorry, 5-second cooldown BKB, yeah. 5-second duration on Void is a huge deal, actually. It really is.
Maybe an engagement on the way. 5,400, the target, everyone moving that way from Invictus. And they're going to come forward. June shows himself, spotted XTD, I'm sure. And doesn't look like they want any part of it. They just want this game to go on and on and on. Or if they are going to fight, look at this, Ferrari just going right in a row. She can solo this with that Vlad's, and they don't seem like they have any clue what's going on. They have the ward down, but obviously not going to be able to see into the pit, and didn't see anyone walk by it. And in fact, it's dewarded. Has the Naga illusion with that gem. Able to take vision away. This is going to be an Aegis. This is going to go on Ferrari, and this hurts. Cheese on the June. Yeah, he'll pick it up at least for the moment. And I don't know, man. Like, that might be enough to break their back. I can see them winning a fight. I can't see them killing Ferrari this fat twice.
No, and actually, even if he dies, the Vengeful Spirit's holding his Vladimir's offering. So he's able to put that back onto him. But yeah, now I would say this is definitely IG's game to lose. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but they've come back. They've definitely come back. Well,
they've got a little firepower to a little extra firepowers. Level 5 Dagon done for Timber. And they can basically just dictate the pace of the game. They can take as long as they want, I feel. I think it'd be remiss for them to not try to expend this Aegis and just win, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, Ethblade Jakiro.
Oh, very, very nice. Very nice.
Good to see you.
You know what's fun to watch is the Ags on Jakiro. That ult becomes like 1800 range, and it lasts forever.
It literally reaches from these steps into the pit. You know that?
Where? Oh.
Like whenever you have these,
like
the
right,
scepter up,
right there.
It reaches into the pit. I want to say it goes to like right here.
Like maybe from here to like right there, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Douche.
These are the things that casters do when we get games like this, guys. So don't think we're crazy. It's what everyone does.
Hey man, the longest game. It's not the longest anymore, but at the time, TI3, it was the longest game in competitive Dota history. Had the crowd doing the wave to pass the time. They were cheering when they dewarded. That's how lacking of action the game was. That's a tower down. That's going to be the last of the remaining outer tier towers. Took them 56 minutes, but finally, all the towers down on the side of LAI. And I doubt IG has any intention of leaving this side of the map pretty much for any reason.
I get a little bit loopy at late nights like this when these kind of games are happening, so I'm laughing at the dumbest stuff from Twitch chat, but it's only natural, right? So, Jesus.
You're such a Twitch fiend. You're worse than Conrad, you know that?
Conrad
you
got
really
me into it. Shout out to Quantum Pope, by the way.
Yep. Love you, buddy.
But yeah, he got me to be more of a fiend than I already was. He's a Twitter fiend, though. He's definitely a Twitter fiend.
Yeah, like, I just envision him at some point buying Google Glass and having nothing but TweetDeck on his Google Glass all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's seriously where he is with it. Tell you who else is bad as AJ. Antonio. Oh,
he tweets a lot.
Bad. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I can see him from the casting studio. I can see his desk, and he is always, like, got a stream up, usually an FGC stream on one. He's got 3 monitors, an FGC stream on one, and then TweetDeck on the other, and he is constantly fiending on that, man.
Yeah.
All the time. And I just, the crowd doesn't have any clue who these people are. But that's okay. Anyway, we're going to, never mind. No follow. Looks like they don't even want to try to make it happen. We're coming up on 1 solid hour. And a couple of long games in our first 2 series of the of D2L Season 5. I think this is something we can expect more of. I mean, there's been a lot of talk ever since the patch dropped, and obviously everyone's still kind of shaking out and figuring things out. But the general feeling from the public, a.k.a. Reddit and Twitter, was the games are just going to go a gajillion years every time now. Do you think that's what this is, or do you think this is just...
At first, when the patch first came out, I was like, "Oh God, this is a disaster." The swings were way too much, man. Like they were. It was just. Awful. It was like not even enjoyable to watch, or even especially play. Like I played several games like that where I was ringing for it was Shadows of the Past. We were playing Na'Vi, and every game we were up like 10K, and we were like, "Wait a second, we forgot to draft a hard carry, and we lost one fight, and the game is over." It was awful, but It's much more mild now. It's much better. I think the reason for the long games, honestly, is that you can still snowball, but not as hard as you could before because the tower gold change was, I think, pretty significant.
Oh yeah.
Where the supports don't get as much gold from the towers, and so you can't get those core like items like pipe and mech as early as you could before. So now, before when you had these like Rasta and Pugna, and you just deathball push, well now you don't get as much gold. So if you have a hard carry that's just spreading the map, that's getting more efficiency off of farming creeps rather than tower gold, then I think it's much more beneficial to draft that way.
How do you feel about the current, at its current state anyway, not at its worst, because I think everyone recognizes how stupid it was originally, just ridiculously strong, the bounce back effect. But how do you feel about it now? You think it's still justified, or you think maybe they should tweak it down a bit?
I think it's good now. I barely even see it. Like I don't even see it as much anymore, which I think is fine. I think the balance patches should be mostly about heroes rather than overall gameplay changes.
I still feel like, and take this with a grain of salt because I'm me and you're you, a professional. Hold that thought. BKB forced out from the timber. He's going to throw one Chakram and the Shivas, trying to track one down. Dagon expended, but whenever you have a Dagon 5 that goes off on a Vengeful Spirit and she only eats that much damage off her health bar, you know it's late game. Ferrari going to be caught, though. He's going to eat the finger. There's going to be the Earth Spike to follow it. Can they get Ferrari? Trying to find his target, going to work. There's the swap. So Ferrari survives, still has a BKB. And XTT trying to track him down. And got the coil and the Ensnare. He's going to go ahead and time walk, though. Ferrari with that BKB, leading with the chest. Looking to make something happen. Chuan used the song behind that fight. And they end up going 1-for-1, support for support, losing the Lich for the Venge. And there's that refreshers, by the way, that we were joking about
good.
earlier.
No, it's a really good
reality.
Finally sells that goddamn blink, which did nothing for him this game, but hey. All right, so he's got to refresh. I seriously think, man, I called it. Like, what? If there was a comeback around 20 minutes, I was saying, if there was, this is going to be like a 90-minute game. Because we've talked about the defense capabilities of IG, being able to defend them off from the high ground, but there's a lot of defense capabilities from LAI as well with the Ember Spirit, and the Chrono, and just all this nuke power from Timber is insane. So, oh boy, what's going to happen? What is going to happen?
What did he spend his gold on?
Who?
MKB. There it is.
Oh yeah,
the Ember.
MKB. Is there? Oh yeah, there's a butter on the Naga. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. And level 2 Diffusal and 3,000 gold just cuz. And this game looks to continue to drag on for quite some time, so we'll resume our conversation. It's much better now, but I would like to see how this patch had played out over this period of time with no comeback mechanic and just based on the changes to Tower Gold. I would have liked to have seen that first, and then maybe the rubber band go in a little bit later, but I'm not Ice Frog, and he's right, as is usually the case.
Well, they quickly identified that their initial change in 6.82 was a disaster.
Oh God, it was bad.
And I have to commend them at least for that. It's nice that they responded to the public and understood that they made a mistake and they fixed it. So I think it's much better now.
Well, Frog's just always been that way, man. He's ballsy. Like, hold on, we're gonna have a Hex onto the Timber. Oh, he got XTT with it too. What can they do? Ferrari's right there with him. The Timber trying to wait away. XTT is down. XTT is down. That's a dominating streak. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't have buyback. Chuan has a song. and they swap the Timber back out. There's an ice path, and that might be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if they can follow it up. They're both down. No buyback on the Void, and they're going to end up getting 5,400. No, survives just by the skin of his teeth. Super makes it away just barely as well. In the meantime, Jakiro pew-pewed right in the back. There's off the buyback from the Timber, so that's a buyback from Jakiro as well. And they end up taking the tier 3 at bottom. And yeah, just going to work on these racks are those Naga illusions. The ulti still has not. Finally just reassembles for Ferrari. 60 seconds, the Void is down. And here comes the Timber, wants to try to make him pay. Puck tossed up. 5,400 is there. Let's see if they can kill June. There's the finger on the Chuan. Will they get him? They will. Chuan ends up dropping. Immediate buyback. Does have those bots. Should be back in just a moment. Ferrari teeing off on the Timber Saw. June phase shifting out. They get the Timber. Timber is down. He bought back once. He's down for the count, and Ferrari's not done. XDD caught with the Abyssal Blade. He's down. No buyback after this. He just bought back, and let's see if he can make any difference. This is all or nothing for him now. He dies again, it's game over. Might be game over anyway. Racks are down in bottom lane, mid lane now. One down, make it 2. Rotating up, they're going to go for Megas. Void's up in 10 seconds. Last hurrah on the way for sure. Once 2 Chronospheres, once all the damage from Ember, it's not going to matter. GG.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's funny is Void actually had buyback there at 4 seconds on his respawn timer, but he just didn't do the math, man. He did not do the math. He had like 1,900 gold after his refresher, but it just simply didn't add up, and he got caught out, and that was the ball game. That was it. So it wasn't a 90-minute game. It was close. It was about 40 minutes longer than it should have been, except it was for the other team that won it. So crazy stuff, and I hate to pit it on one person because it's never fair because there's always so many other things, but I will say that some complacent play and the Blink Dagger purchase wasn't exactly the smartest. I just think they got complacent. Not just XTT, obviously some chronos were off the mark, but from everybody, honestly.
All in all, admirable effort, to put it mildly, from IG. The support Naga Siren, the Boomerang Roam, and then suddenly all the items ever in the world in his inventory. Suddenly, I guess, a little bit kind. 74 minutes, 27 seconds the time it took for IG to win, but the win they do. 2-1. They prevail over LAI Gaming. It's been a great night, a great way to kick off D2L Season 5 and all week for the next 6 days. Obviously, today's broadcast coming to its conclusion right now, but for 6 days after this, going to be more D2L Eastern action kicking off at 9 p.m. 6 p.m., excuse me, Pacific Standard Time, and that'll be 3 a.m. if I'm not mistaken for our European brothers and sisters. Trout, my friend, it's late, and I think we're both ready to depart here shortly. But on the way out the door, any final thoughts, and what are you looking forward to out of the rest of this division?
Well, the Eastern Division, I'm looking forward to more 70-minute games, swinging back and forth, ping-ponging. No pun intended with the ping-pong. But, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to, despite them, going into long games, I still say both series were very fun to watch, and we saw lots of great Dota. I actually thought the first series we cast was even more fun to watch. I thought that was some really good Dota, and so make sure you check those games out. But yeah, I'm expecting some more standard drafts out of the Eastern scene, but with a curveball here, here and there. So.
Once again, that's Trout. Find him on Twitter. He's at TroutDota. I'm EC at AYESEE. Find me everywhere else as well, Facebook and YouTube and all that jazz under AC TV. Once again, this is our kickoff day for D2L Season 5. Gonna have a solid week of more Eastern Divisional play. That'll resume tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 a.m. for our European brothers and sisters, and of course 9 p.m. If you happen to be on the East Coast, 2 more best of 3s will be heading your way. Then we will have a little bit of downtime. We're going to be making room for some of the other lands that are going to be going on, obviously, throughout the end of October and on in through November as well. Then we're hitting it hard after that. Going to have 2 weeks following the Thanksgiving break, roughly, where actually I'm pretty sure it's leading up to Thanksgiving break, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to have like 2 solid weeks of 4 best of 3s a day, so make sure you take a peek at our full schedule that can be found on Reddit and a few other places. And, of course, D2L GG. Check out the website. Make sure you hit follow here on the stream as well. Easiest way to keep up with all that's going on the D2L. Follow on the stream. You get an email, or if you're not into that, you can turn it off and just be getting a thumbs up from me because I like our follower count. Makes sponsors really, really happy. Rebroadcast coming up here in just a moment. So if you missed our first best of 3, make sure you stick around for that. Until tomorrow, though, enjoy your morning, evening, or afternoon.